Ides of March.
That's it.
The holy grail of coins.
You get it? Okay. It was minted by Brutus the day after he killed Caesar, announcing
That's the Holy Grail.
announcing that he had used daggers to free us from slavery on the Ides of March.
How'd that work out for him?
Nobody believed him.
So that's
and he had to scoot.
So talk to me about, like, if I had one right here and I was like, I got this, how much is it worth?
Okay, so let's be serious.
Yeah.
Everyone has a house.
Right.
Not everyone has one of these.
Yeah.
I would trade my house for it.
Yeah.
If it were high enough grade.
Yeah. Condition matters.
Yeah, because home values are up in Highland Park. We're in the same range, you know. The last one I saw auction was $550,000. $500,000.
How many are there in
We
the world?
don't know, but they only come onto the market about once every 10 years.
Okay.
And as the holy grail of coins, there are 1,000 coin dealers out there who are millionaires.
Right.
And there's, you know, hundreds of coin collectors out there who are billionaires.
And seats over
And they want this coin. Right, the last auction.
Right.
Okay. The one before that sold for $50,000.
Okay.
Is the coin here?
It went from $50,000
To
to
$500,000.
$500,000.
Wow.
10 years.
Yeah.
Because they realized what
So
it
when
was.
the next one comes up,
It's gonna be.
we don't know.
Right.
How much money does Bill Gates have? Right?
And since it's an auction, the important thing is, are there two people
Yeah.
who really
Are there
want
two
it?
of them? Right.
If there's only one person who really wants
It doesn't work
that
out.
doesn't work out.
So, well, can you talk to me about the history of this? Like, so if Brutus was the one who was minting this, was it him the next day going to someone and saying, "This is the coin that I want"?
Yes. But to answer your question, so at the beginning of the city Rome, before
Right.
it's an empire, before it's a republic, before any of that, it's
Right.
just a city.
Right.
And they had a king.
Right.
And the people rose up, threw him in the river,
All right.
founded the Roman Republic.
Sure.
And the system of the Senate and the procurators and the consuls
Right.
and all the offices, right? They're elected offices, and the equitates and the plebeians, that's the Roman Republic.
Sure.
So that republic was really strong, and they fought all their neighbors and took over Central Italy.
Right.
And then they ran into the Carthaginian Empire and fought a war called the Punic Wars.
Sure.
And Hannibal marches over the Alps. And,
Yeah.
But here's the thing, the Romans don't quit.
Yeah.
They don't quit.
they lose battle
After battle after battle. But they just...
Oh, so you've rehearsed this? Okay.
We've done this talk before.
This is a good talk, man.
They lose a fleet, they build another one.
Yeah.
They lose a legion, they start another one.
Sure.
And eventually, long story, Scipio defeats Hannibal. They fight all the way across Sicily. They land in North Africa. This is after 4 wars
Sure.
over 50 years.
Sure.
They take Carthage, they pull the walls down, they burn the city, they plow it into the ground, and then they salt the earth.
Right.
There will never be another city ever there again.
Right. And this
That's
is
the
mostly on
Romans.
the African
Okay,
side.
so this is all... So that's Roman Republic.
Right.
The problem with republics is you get factions.
Sure.
And so in the late Republic, you start getting these factions led by leading citizens.
Right.
Guys like Mark Antony
Yeah.
and Brutus and
Right.
Julius. And they have factions.
Right.
And they start fighting.
And we don't mean fighting in the modern political fighting sense. We mean civil wars.
Yeah,
Yes.
like farms are being burned and people are being stabbed, and you wake up in the morning and there's dead bodies in the river, right?
Right.
It's really, really, really bad. So, Julius Caesar, and this is the reason that people studied his writings for 1,500 years or up until the 20th century.
Right.
I mean, really, they make us stop reading Caesar just a few decades ago. I mean, that's a side point. Okay, so Caesar is not just a good general.
Right.
He's a better politician. And he realizes that people will surrender their freedom for law and order.
Sure.
So he marches down from Gaul with the legions and ends the Republic.
Crosses the Rubicon.
Crosses the Rubicon.
Which he was not allowed to do. You couldn't
Okay,
get
guys,
an army into Rome.
martial law.
Right.
It's over, no more fighting. And the collective Roman Republic goes, oh my God. Right? Because it was bad. If your farm gets burned or your house gets, you lose all your possessions or you're turned out or you get killed, Romans fighting Romans is bad. Romans fighting foreigners, right? That's what we want to be doing. Romans fighting Romans, not so good. So Julius takes over, reorganizes crap, says I'm in charge now, and he puts like 10 soldiers on every corner in Rome. Problem solved. All you have to do is elect him dictator for life. So
dictator was an actual political office.
Right, of course.
But it was always
It was
temporary.
temporary. It was supposed to be temporary.
Only in the event of national disaster. So he passes the equivalent of the National Security Act, says nobody's allowed to say anything against the government, no one's allowed to go out at night, and peace reigns.
Sure.
And there are some factions that are not so happy about this. The not Caesar faction is like, well, wait just one doggone minute. We threw out our kings 400 years ago. This is not okay.
Sure.
And besides, it's not our faction.
Yeah.
So they arm themselves with knives and they stab Caesar in the Senate, right? Blah, 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 stabby, stabby, et tu, brute, all that stuff, right? And then Brutus stands up the next day and he goes, good news, we've gotten rid of the dictator. I'm in charge now.
Yeah.
And he issues that
And
coin.
I saved the Republic.
And I saved the Republic, right? And now we're going to be in charge.
Yeah.
And he mints that coin. Coins were, I mean, they're not mass media, but they are. They're a way of announcing to all the provinces what's going on. There's no radio or TV or newspapers or any of that. So coins have propaganda on them. They have messages. Caesar is dead, long live Caesar, blah, blah, blah. Right? So, but everyone's pissed at Brutus because the problem was solved.
Right.
And he started it up again.
Right.
So his message falls flat. And they chase his ass out of Rome and he has to flee to Greece, running as fast as he can, and he left behind these coins.
Huh.
And they eventually catch up with him and kill him.
That's an incredible story.
That's a cool coin.
Long story short, that's a cool coin.
I'm telling you.